A very merry, happy, froggy Friday, everyone. Right, today, or well, not today for me, but for this video, it is Boxing Day. So I hope everybody had a good day yesterday and everyone's having a really good Christmas holiday. For those who celebrate, for those who don't, I hope you're having a good few days. Right. This video is going up on Boxing Day. Today for me is Christmas Eve. Yeah. So it's first thing in the morning. I need to get this done. I'm doing this frog is going to be done in 2 paws. Still debating on if I'm doing the second paw with polyurethane or not. So to be decided. But yet again, super simple. With this frog, I am going to be using these green eyes. I actually have them ready for once, which for me is extremely unusual. So yeah, as I said, super straightforward. This first paw, I am literally pouring clear. I think the mould takes 120 mils or 4 ounce. So I'm thinking I might just do 100 mils, maybe. I'm undecided between 80 and 100 mils. I'm going to do 80 mils, I think. So yeah, nothing like being decisive. So I'm going to be doing 80 mils for this first paw, and it is literally just going to be clear with a little bit of sparkle, because who doesn't like sparkle, especially at this time of year? So that's what I'm doing for this first part after I've popped the eyes in, and then I need to figure out which one I'm using. So Ella, the eldest, she loves wrapping presents up. She's crazy. Normally, in years gone by, when she was too young, I used to do all the wrapping. Now, there were many a time I'd still be wrapping presents late on Christmas Eve. Santa used to fall out with me every year. It's like, I've got a job to do. It needs doing. And I'm like, yeah! So anyway, she's wrapped most of the presents. The only presents I have to wrap are hers. So we've got lots of wrapping paper. That's out at the moment. So I just need to choose which one I'm using. So as I say, pouring, I think I'm going to do 80. Because that should cover up most of it. And then I am going to, for the second part, I am going to figure out what wrapping paper I'm using, and I will be back, I think, on camera. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, still trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to scrunch it up because, I mean, it's messy at Christmas, you know, all the paper's torn, and yeah. Then I'm going to be putting the wrapping paper in, sticking it down. I think I might actually stick it down with glue, with some wonderful Mod Podge. And then I am just going to be backing the resin. Not sure, as I mentioned, if I'm using PU or polyurethane, which takes, 10-20 minutes to cure, in theory. Or if I'm just going to use standard and put it in my G3, because I need to get this done as quickly as possible, because poor Chris has still got to edit this video, and I'd rather him be able to edit it today on Christmas Eve than having to mess around tomorrow on Christmas Day, because Chris is super busy. We've got a 10-kilo turkey. It's huge. Absolutely huge. Not that you guys need to know this, but I'm giving you a bit of waffle. Yeah, we have a family of 5. So there's Chris and I and the 3 kids. We have my uncle coming over. So 10 kilos for 6 of us. Yeah, just a little bit. However, we do have my baby rats and our dog and cat, who always get some Christmas lunch as well. So, yeah, he's going to be doing that today. So, I think for most of this video, you won't be hearing Chris in the background. Watch him come in now at some point. But for now, it's just going to be me. Right. Got almost everything. Yep. So now I'm just popping the eyes in. Now, with these eyes, I'm using 6mm eyes. I do personally prefer 6mm, but I do believe you can also use 8mm eyes as well. So now, with this frog, don't know if the camera can see, you can actually see where the eye should go. And I'm not standing up to check. No, I will stand up. Ooh. Hey, I hope. Oh yeah, you can. So yeah, that area there is where I aim for on both sides. Which is why I always go, if I can, the 6mm. Now, so the little recess, you can just about see in there. So when I do these eyes, again, I've explained this before, but if there is anyone new here, I'm just going to explain this part. I don't normally do any tutorial style videos because I am an absolutely useless teacher, and this mould needs cleaning. And can I find my tape? Oh, yes I can. Yeah, I'm not the best teacher. However, I am going to explain how I do the eyes and why I do it the way I do it. Okay. So yeah, I personally prefer sticky backed eyes, these ones, because for me it's easier to place. If so, a couple of my yeah, and then that happens. A couple of my videos where I've not used it, I think one, I just had issues with eyes and they were going all over the place, and this sticky is really sticky. So when I do use, I try to use tweezers or something, but trying to get in place, royal pain in the bottom. So I like these because I can literally poke down, hey presto, it's done. Right. So I'm using J Diction. It's the only UV standard clear that I've kind of only ever used. There are different types that I am planning on trying, different brands, but for now, just using this. And I am literally popping the most tiny amount into that little recess, because I want, although it's clear so it won't really make much difference if I put a bit too much on. Now if you're putting a colour in the background, then the more clear it, how to explain, this is why I don't do teaching. If there's too much of the clear visible and then you put a solid colour in the background, then you can see the clear. However, because I'm using a clear background, you shouldn't really notice it. Shouldn't. So I'm literally just popping that in, squeezing it down. Now, I do this pretty quick. I do actually check the placement. Now, I do only do it very quick because I don't want the resin running all over the place. So I'm just going to give this a quick blast with my handheld torch. And this is just to make sure that the UV resin is kind of starting to set. It's not going to run all over the place when I do the next one. And just making sure I give a blast on both sides. And you can probably tell I'm super tired because I am when I'm talking, I do find it easier when Chris is in the room. I've got to admit, Chris or Ella are in the room. But I just feel so stupid, like I'm talking to myself. And it's like, you guys don't want to hear all this waffle. But then you do say that you don't mind it, so you're getting it anyway. So I am quite literally rinsing and repeating exactly the same on the other side. And this is pretty much it for the eyes. Put my lid on because I know in my look I would start to cure from the bottle. Nothing would surprise me. Ooh, now there is an air bubble in this actually. So I'm just going to pull that out. Now, I am using round pupilled eyes. I think I am going to do a frog soon with the slits, and I shall show you how I make sure that I get them orientated correct. But with the circle, it don't make a difference. And yeah, did you just see that? Yeah, that's not the button, that's the light. This is my brain just like, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to, as I mentioned, give this a quick blast. And then I am going to mix up my resin. But whilst I'm mixing my resin up, because you do mix your resin up for at least 4 minutes, or I do anyway. I don't know if it's in shot. No, it's just out of shot. Hang on. Yeah, I've got a Resiners double-headed mixer. So I will be mixing my resin up with that. Now, when you use any kind of mixer, it doesn't scrape the edges and the bottom of the cup. You've always got to make sure that once mixed, you do that. And I do that every time. I never explain that I do that, but I do that every time. So, what I'm going to do is mix up my resin for at least 4 minutes. And then because it's clear, I am going to put it in my Resiners degasser. And whilst all that's going, I am literally, this is what I do. I love this UV, this is not sponsored by Resiners, by the way. I just have a lot of Resiners products. I've got this UV lamp, and whilst I'm mixing up my resin, I just leave my little frog there. I'll leave it running for the automatic timer, then I'll twist it the other way so it does both sides. Right, so yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I shall be back once my resin is mixed up. I will attempt to add some of this diamond sparkle, and you shall see me filling up the frog for this first part. And then for the second part, I do not know if I'm going to go straight into it or not. You'll see what wrapping paper I've decided on. I am going to use, this is just one to hand. I'm going to use one of my other frogs just to draw around the body. Cut it out in a general shape, scrunch it up, stick it down, and then I'll figure out what to do with the back. So I'll give you a brief explanation once I've done. Right, so I shall be back once my resin's mixed up. Catch you in a few. That was good timing, sorry. Yeah, but I just had a Temu delivery. It just feels like Christmas. So
humbug.
I'm hoping I've got in there for Lula's School Sunday collaboration. My mould that I'm using. Anyway, back to the mixing up. I've got my cup. No resin in it yet. Okay. I'll be back. Right, so this is cured. Now I figured I would come back and talk you through what I'm doing. He's very sparkly. Yeah, because I'm so prepared, like you are. Now, I am going to use some of this, because who doesn't love a little bit of Brussels sprouts at Christmas? Right, so I think, as I said, this is very technical. I have loads of space. I really need to clean up my area. So I'm just going to use one of my other frogs. Nothing like drawing on a flat surface. So I don't expect perfect coverage. But that'll do. Right. So I am literally tearing through it, because why not? Just marking these areas to get an approximate shape, and obviously drawing on the G3 is of course the most best way of doing things. Not. So I'm guessing that's the bum part. So I've got plenty of paper, so if I go wrong on this, then you will never know, because I will cut this part out. And do another one. Right. So I could have used a better colour as well, but you know, why do things the straightforward way? So yeah, I have decided to use polyurethane, because what time is it, Chris?
I have no idea, it's late.
Echo, what time is it?
The time is 5:22 p.m.
5:22. So even though I could probably get away with using standard resin, put it in the G3, I am risking not having it done. And Chris really does need to start on the editing for this. So I don't want him to be... He's got a big day tomorrow with all the cooking. I don't want him to be worrying about having to edit the video as well, so...
On the plus side, I've already cooked the ostrich.
Yeah, on the plus side, as he's just said, he's already cooked the ostrich, i.e. as 10 kilo turkey. So all I'm doing is rounding off the edges, although it doesn't really matter. Right. My fingers are like ice. My craft room has gone up to 9 degrees C. And yes, I did say up. This morning, when I did this first pour, it was 8 degrees in here. It's blooming cold.
Leave it up there.
So I'm not wanting perfect shape. I just want it to fit in like that. Yeah, that'll do. Right. So what I said was, after all that very nice and neat cutting out and sizing up, and I've got a crumpled Brussels sprout.
Rather you than me. Oh me, I think I need to see a doctor.
Right, so I have absolutely no idea if this is going to work. I am now in the official realms. That is way too much glue. I'm in the official realms of bodging. And this is supposed to dry clear. Right, that'll do. So all I'm doing is going to stick this down. I haven't sealed the wrapping paper, even though it's cheap, so I'm kind of expecting issues. However, because I'm using the polyurethane, seeing the amount of glue. Where's my tissues gone? Yeah, since I'm using polyurethane, and in theory it's supposed to cure in about 10 minutes or 10-20 minutes. I have found when my room is cold, it does take considerably longer. So what I am going to be doing is, once I've poured the polyurethane, I'll do. Yeah, once I've poured the polyurethane, I'm going to put my G3 on. I'm going to set it probably for about 25 degrees for about half an hour. And that'll just hopefully mean it's not icy cold. Right, so I'm just going to leave this a few minutes for the glue to dry, and then I will be back. Don't want to pause the camera. Right, I think that's mostly dried now. Couldn't find my little scales, so I'm using these old ones that I used to use with resin stuck all over the place. Right. So the polyurethane I'm using is MB Fiberglass Polycraft FC 100 Fast Cast PU White. It's not very white, it's very yellow. It's very old, so it is out of date. I would suggest don't use out of date resin. But it's what I've got, so I'm going with it. Now, because it is yellow, I am going to be adding some green mica powder. Now, I've got the darkest green I have, which is this one I think I got from Temu. It just says dark green. Obviously, this is supposed to be white. It is going to pale it down, so I'm not too bothered by that. Right, so I'm going to add some of this to my cup first. I have no idea how much is enough. That'll do. So I made up 80 for the frog. So I'm now making up 40 mils of this stuff. I might do a little touch more. We'll see. Right. So turn on. Now watch me. Oh, low battery. Yay. Okay, I'm just going to pause the camera whilst I get the scales charged a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, whilst the other one's charging, I found them. Oh, Chris and I found them. All right.
Yeah, it's not good teamwork. You told me where to look and it was there.
Right. So, as I say, I am measuring up about 20 grams of this stuff. So, let's get it all over the bloody place. Can I have a tissue?
I'm supposed to pour it, not wear it.
So 22.94, that'll do.
Yeah, but how much is that? There's a drip outside there.
Okay, 22.8-ish.
The precision is staggering.
It is. Where's my alcohol? So yeah, about 22.8. I am just making a huge mess. I'm going to pause the camera. I'll be right back. Keep pause the camera first. Right, take 2 on the pouring. I'm pouring into a different cup because there's no way I am going to get this as exact as I would like. So, this time, pour a bit, weigh it. Pour a bit, weigh it, and that is almost perfect. That's close enough. That's how you're supposed to do it. Oh dear.
Let me just punch in Judy now.
Right, so I'm just going to mix this mica powder in with this part first, because when it comes to mixing polyurethane, you literally have about 30 seconds. So I mean, it's a lovely colour, but as I mentioned, it is going to change. Right, so let's get this in here. Right, so that was 30 seconds. I can feel it starting to warm up, so I am quickly going to get this in here. So I am likely going to have air bubbles, however, it is what it is. I'm not too fussed. It's a shame it won't stay this colour because that is really pretty. Yep. So that, I probably could have got a little bit more in the frog, but I didn't want to risk it. So now, to wait about 10 minutes, can I get that out? Right, where's my lighter? Just trying to get a quick debubble. So now to wait. I'm leaving the camera running, but this bit you can probably speed through or cut out dependent on if it cures.
The footage of it curing. I can't believe how much blood there was on that plaster.
So these bits you can zoom through. If I can get rid of bubbles, I will do. Right, so I was expecting that to take a bit longer than it actually did. I think Chris has left some of the footage in of the curing. Now, I am just going to quickly, she says, clean this up, or at least attempt to get it out. This is something, I've been doing this one actually for a while, so this is my scrap. So every time I've got a little bit of leftover, it goes in here. So I'm just... Oh. And Lula's video's just finished, and my kids are now, I say kids, they're not young ones, they are starting to get a little bit overexcited for Christmas. You'd think when kids grow up that it'd lose a little bit of the magic, but no, not with mine. They're ranging from 13 to almost 18. And the almost 18-year-old is probably the biggest kid of them all. And that is Ella the eldest. She's super excited. Right. I love these. I absolutely love how just random they are. So I am going to neaten up. Make sure I put the scrapping into the correct pot. So yeah, so that's that. Right, so yeah, as I was saying, I think Chris will have left it in, but this cured quicker than I was expecting it to, which was good. Now I have lost most, if not all, of the colour, which is, you know, fair enough, because I was going to do it white to begin with. But then obviously the resin was a little bit yellow, so I figured I'd add some colour. And mica powder isn't necessarily the best thing to use. Really? Yes, really, darling. Hello, Ella.
Hi.
Yes, it is cold. It's
freezing.
blooming freezing. It's 9 degrees C still.
That's freezing. Sometime today.
So yeah, there is a little bit of a green tinge to it. So it did take some colour. So yeah, I don't know what you can use to colour.
10 years later.
Will you shut up? Yeah, can you use normal resin pigments to colour polyurethane? Let me know in the comments below. This looks like it's attached itself. I think I might need to get some more moulds. Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. Oh well, I need a new frog mould.
Oh well.
Bananas. Right, so again, needs a little bit of a clean up. So are you ready, Ella?
Yeah.
Do you want to see this?
Yes. Hurry up. Sometime today, woman.
Yeah, it's. I think this is a
Mine.
Ella's
Mine.
frog. Okay, apart from
Well, all I can say is things are looking up.
apart from the weird eyes, other than both done it, so you know it's not even as though it's just one of them.
The frog is nothing used and he's rolling its eyes at you.
Well, the wrapping paper seems to have come out all right. I mean, okay, so I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. This is my Boxing Day contribution to Froggy Friday.
Your frog's done with Christmas.
Yeah, the frog's done with Christmas. So yeah, it's got potential. It's a bit weird. Ella loves it, so you know. Although, positives, I don't have air bubbles in there. So I don't know if you saw, I did use my heat gun quite a bit.
Mould.
Yeah, that's my second frog mould now that's ruined. It's a bit of a beggar.
It's ruined.
I can still possibly
probably
use
use
it, but
Just don't fill it.
so yeah. Apart from the ice, we'll ignore
Let it breathe.
We'll ignore the ice. Let me know what you think. Please like this video and comment below. This video is part of the Froggy Friday collaboration, which was started from Karen from the Dragon's Cave and Lisa, the girl in the garage, and is supported by Lula, Nerd Goblin Art, Tim, the bass resonator, and Gertie Creates. And I apologise, Ella is doubled over laughing. She thinks it's that funny. So please go and check the Sorry, Amelia's just come into the room. Please go check out the playlist below. All the artists are absolutely fantastic. And also in my description box, Chris will have linked generally the products that I use. We do have a load of discount codes, so go ahead and save some money. We also have our Amazon wish list, which is updated regularly. And finally, our Buy Me a Coffee. Anything donated through there does come straight back through into the channel. Right, so I shall catch you for the next video, which I believe is going to be on Sunday. Right. Hope you're all having a great Christmas. If you're still here, love you all. Bye.
Bye.
In a little shed by the railroad track, she's turning nothing into something that lasts. Resin pours like a flowing dream under the glow of a dim kerosene. Glitter jars and colors so stark shimmer like stars in the deep dark park.